What up, YouTube? It's your boy Detroit Love with a live video. Hey guys, I got a good surprise for you. Well, you've read the title, so it's no surprise to you. But I got an interview with Chad. Man, he's excited about this thing. He wants to share with everybody in the community. He don't know how he got this thing first, but he's got himself a XL 3D Golden Tee cabinet from Arcade1Up. So let's check it out, man. Let's get this intro going and get this interview on the road, baby. Thanks for watching. Let's do it. What up, Chad? What up, brother? How you doing?
What's going on? Good morning.
Good morning. It's afternoon, almost afternoon for me, but I know it's bright and early there on the West Coast, sunny California. I appreciate you taking time, man, to come on the stream with me and talk about this thing. You put your post up there on the fan page on the arcade. They've got so many groups now. The official Arcade1Up.
One of the Arcade1Up fan pages.
Yeah, the one that's called the fan page.
Yeah,
and man, people went crazy. Did you expect that type of reaction?
I did not. I was super excited. Picked up the box at the front door. Brought it in yesterday. Sent that post, and then immediately everybody was just, "Hey, put it together! Come on, get that thing going. Let's see it. Photos, all that stuff." And I was like, "Oh gosh, give me a second. Let me enjoy it." Right.
And you've had many of these cabinets, so the building experience has definitely changed, right, over time from Gen 1 to this one. How was the experience with this? Because this is the first cabinet that doesn't have a riser.
Yes, right? Which is amazing. I know everybody's excited about that. That was always something that I always wished we never had, but we needed the height, and they were still too short as it was. So having no riser is amazing, and having no riser to build is even better.
Okay, awesome. Now I have the big blue, which is the first time I had one that's a little taller. Mm-hmm. And so this one works the same way, where you have two pieces, then you have to put those little brackets there. To make it one piece.
Yes, exactly. So the bottom base is built similar to the first gen base.
Okay.
And then obviously the second portion is the same way you build the second portion, similar to the first gen, and then you stack it on top and you use the metal brackets. We're still using the metal brackets on each side with the 4 screws in it.
Okay. And so where's the separation at?
So the separation is going to be here, I'll show you. So that separation is actually right here.
Oh, okay.
So when you get close, you can see it. It's one of those, that separation, and as well as the extenders for that side.
Okay.
You can see those separations.
Yeah, that one's a little more obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you go back that yellow, you can't see that at all.
Yeah, this one's more obvious because I just think because of the graphic, it's split right there, the white.
Yeah.
This one with the wood grain, which I will say that wood grain came out very nice compared to the wood grain on the 40th. I like this a lot.
Yeah, I agree.
I think they did well.
I agree, because I was looking at that because I'm not a fan of the Pac-Man's wood grain. That's just something that just doesn't resonate with me. And so I wasn't a fan. And you actually have both of them there.
So as a comparison for that, I think just the Pac-Man one, it's kind of that
the granny wood.
Yeah,
right?
it's more like lined, where this is actually like a like an more authentic. I mean, you can still tell it's fake. It's
right.
And it's they did what they could, but this wood grain is definitely better as far as graphics, and it's got to me the colors seem a lot brighter. The graphics are more, they got a gloss to them, a real shine pop. I'm excited. Like I think this is by far one of the best ones right now, especially like you said, I've had started with the first gen. I had the first Golden Tee. And I was talking to you earlier, and I was hesitant about selling it when I heard about this one coming out. But I always wanted, like many people, that bowling shuffle shot, extra things to that cabinet. Even though Golden Tee is so much fun, popular in our house, we play it all the time. It's one of the most used, surprisingly. As simple as it is, it's one of the best ones we have. And we sold that on a hope and on a chance. Pre-order came out for this bad boy, and here it is.
Okay. And so you mentioned earlier you're in the LA area, so you close to the docks, and so you got yours early. Really surprised that didn't expect to get it. As far as I know, you're the first one in the country to get it, or at least to share information about it. And has that happened to you? Do you normally get the cabins first, or?
I do not. I am usually the other guy who is chatting to everybody. Hey, how come you got yours so quick? Hey, is there a problem? Has anybody heard anything? Did I mess up buying direct? Should I have bought Best Buy? Should I have done this, that? I haven't gotten anything.
And who did you buy it from? Who did you buy it from? Directly from Arcade?
I actually took another shot, and I bought it directly from Arcade1Up, right off their website this time.
Okay, wow. Because I don't believe I've ever bought one directly from Arcade1 to date.
Yeah, there's a few that have been like that, and I know the most recent pre-order purchase that people were doing had some big issues and stuff like that. So I was hesitant, but I gave it another shot. I know they've been working on their customer service and other options and stuff like that. So so we took a stab at it, and it paid off.
Okay. And David Downs asked this question. He said, how are the viewing angles on the monitor?
So I will say this is definitely a stand-up cab. When you sit on the stool, you can still see. However, the picture towards the top starts to wash out.
Okay.
So you can't see the top unless you're more upright, standing, looking down at the cab. So you can tell, like, there's a pretty good angle to that graphic.
Okay.
To the monitor, but there you go. That'll be a better. So when you're standing, that's standing looking into the monitor, and then if you're on a stool, you kind of sit back here.
Okay. Yeah.
So that top portion can get lost, or even kind of fade out on you.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
So he still has some work to do.
Stand up, which I have no problem with. I prefer, if I can stand, then let's do it. So you can get more into it. But I do know a lot of guys have bought the stools. They have the stools.
So it didn't come with the stool.
It does not come with the stool.
Okay, it does not come
with
the
stool. So it's just the cabinet with the lit marquee. And I will say the lit marquee is 100 times better than what they've been putting out.
Okay.
It's no longer the box. It is the slide-in full graphic panel that you slide into the front of the cab with a new LED backplate shining through behind that. But I mean, you can see the difference from the 40th. That's the box, and sometimes that light it doesn't hit right.
Right.
Whereas this, the graphics just wherever you're at in the room, whatever the lighting, the graphics pop, and you can see the graphics versus the older box marquees that they were using.
Yeah, and you can just tell just in this picture alone, the Pac-Man really washed out. You can barely even see the logo Golden Tee. Obviously, it's lighter in the left corner than it is on the right corner with the green. But clear as day, you can read that without an issue. So definitely a big difference in that. So the front panel you have that line you talked about for the control panel there. So obviously that's like the last piece you put on, and it has like wooden dowels that connect to the base, or how's that?
Yeah.
Work?
So the side here. So when it comes in the box, it's still the same. It appears to be the same height box. Obviously, much wider. More like the four players, like NBA Jam was very wide. Things like that. So these end pieces, there's two, one on each side. Those you have to put on. So everything else is one, for one piece until you do, the height split. But this is not one piece, which I was kind of bummed about because I obviously don't like that line there. But as far as shipping, that may have been an issue trying to fit that kind of a piece in the box without it getting broken every time.
Right.
Because it is just the two wooden dowels with the metal bracket again.
Okay.
And then alongside that metal bracket, just above it, is the actual control panel wooden piece that goes in. So holding this together is the wooden dowels, the metal bracket, and then the wooden placement for the control panel.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, it's still sturdy. I will say all the pieces on this cab feel stronger. The only thing that's pretty much similar is that kick plate,
right?
As far as thin. But I mean, up here by the control panel, underneath, is solid. I mean, it's good. I will say, and somebody else on Facebook had mentioned it, the trim is all black.
Okay.
So I know on the box, which I don't have it up here right now, but somebody had showed me a picture that saw it on the box and maybe on a website or whatever, but the trim showed white for everything, all the way down and things like that. Not a game changer. However, I think it would have helped when you come down to the kick plate, because the kick plate washes out. It's solid black. It's gorgeous. It's glossy. It's nice. But as you can see, that coin door, which is great. I love the 3D coin door versus the names of the games on the front.
Right.
But unless you're right up on it or unless it's lit up, you're not going to see it.
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. Yeah, and then what's going on with that right?
So that's one issue that I gotta either do a claim or whatever with 1UP. It appeared that on the back of those there's like a white sticker that goes over the back. One had one didn't. So the one you can see on that left-hand side there, that had a white sticker as a background.
Okay, excuse me. Sorry about that. Wouldn't be a Detroit Love show without some extra noise, right?
And then the one on the right that's dark, that's blacked out, was missing the white background.
Okay.
So now it has like a background because it's in the dark. So that's obviously an issue that, something for me personally. Not everybody who gets there should be the one on the left where you can actually see it. It appears somewhat illuminated with that background. But that was just one issue that I had with my purchase. Was missing that white background. However, it seems like that's going to be an easy modification to have those light up.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's already things on the market.
Yeah, because to me, it already seemed like that those coin doors are transparent without that background. So even just a tiny wire cut in with one little mini strip just to get you by to start off, I think is something that, for one, Arcade1Up should do, because that would have been huge. I think just that small added feature of lit coin door inserts would have been amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's the issue with mine. That's going to be mine personally. Some other people may have some missing white backgrounds also, but that was just me with mine.
Okay. And so let's just catch up on the chat here. Someone was asking about the sound. How's the sound?
I personally think the sound is great. I have it right now. It's on one. The two speakers are directed at you. They come down the same angle as the monitor. But I'll turn this bad boy up. See if you guys can hear it. That's at 10.
Now he also asks, is there any bass to the sound?
What's that?
Is there any bass?
There is a little bit. Yeah. There is. Like I said, the sound to me seems more crisp, more toned with itself, less high pitch. So it does have that bass to it.
Okay. Yeah,
some people like it differently and things like that. So for me, I think it's 100% better than what we've had.
Okay, great. And just having the incremental, because that's the one thing I do not like. This is just loud and then too loud. You know that.
Yeah.
You have with this
three-stage volume control that is always too loud.
Right.
This they went with that the leveling up feature again, which is very nice.
Now they keep talking about on the description this larger 3-inch trackball, which
correct
it appears to be the same exact trackball that we always had. So I'm not sure why.
I think it's the same.
Right. Does it feel any better, any different, or
it does not? To me, it does not feel any bigger. It doesn't look any bigger. I wish I still had. I wish I would have kept my Golden Tee a little bit longer, just for that comparison. Okay. As far as size with the controls and everything, to me, it seems like the exact same one.
Okay.
I don't know exactly, but it seems and feels the same as the original.
Okay. And someone asked here, John asked, we just addressed this, the coin doors do not light up, though the Pro line with the KI is supposed to have backlit buttons as well as functional buttons for the player 1 and player 2 start. Definitely would have been nice if this included that, because it's not that much extra to do that. But again, they got to change their production line and all that to do it. And once you do it, then it's pretty much you have to be for all of them. Otherwise, you having all these different views. So,
exactly.
So they've been doing a great job of working up to that. I mean, obviously looks a whole lot better, even with the flaw on the sticker. Than my legacy cabinet with the sticker coin door, which I still would take the sticker coin door over the names like you have right there on your Pac-Man.
I agree.
But those faux coin doors look awesome.
Yes, they do.
You got the hinges. I mean, the details on that, the hinges, the outline of the door, the key lock, is nice. Like I said, they got to fix that sticker issue, whatever.
Yeah.
Now, you can't just put like a black background behind that and correct that. Is it translucent or is it just the graphic not there?
It appears translucent. So I just gotta unscrew it, pop it off, put whatever background on it I want.
Okay, so you didn't even notice it until after it was done.
Yeah, I noticed it, and then I was just too excited. I just put it together, and I was like, I'll deal with it later.
Okay. And you forget. Oh, well, it's not that bad because you just take off the control panel.
Yes.
And slide it out, so that's not
exactly. Bad. Let me see. I actually, I think I took a picture of it so you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, here we go. So you can see in this photo one side.
Let me switch to the solo.
Okay. One side has that white background, and one side's missing it. So that's where your light and your dark are coming from on that front piece. That's why that's why one's washed out and one isn't.
Okay. Now I don't know who Sharon Peters is, but I'm gonna have to, I think you're married, right? I don't know what's going on here. Asking how old you are and hey, girl.
Sorry, I'm taking the wife. Right. The wife will. This is the fun I get right here.
But let's see what else. Can you ask Chad? Curious how you were first to get it. So we kind of addressed that earlier. You outside the LA area, and you just got lucky. You placed the order directly from Arcade1Up.
Yeah, usually I'm in the middle or at the end with everybody else, and for once I got one that was already on the docks.
Hey guys, thank you for all the birthday wishes. Today's my 56th birthday. I appreciate
happy birthday!
Thank you.
I didn't even notice. I was too excited.
Not a problem.
Happy birthday! I wish I could share this with you.
Yeah. Oh man, I didn't pre-order one yet. I didn't pre-order one. I still have mine. I got to make plans. John D said he might send me one, so we'll see if he's a man of his word. John
nice. Tell him to send me a better coin door while he's at
it. He was half joking, but half joke might be a half truth, right?
Hey, so you never know until it shows up.
Yeah, and again, I love my cabinet. This was the third cabinet that I bought. I had the what everybody had, the Street Fighter first, modded that. Galaga modded that, and so this was the first cabinet I got and that I kept stock, and so I definitely love this. I've been playing more on my Switch, playing golf on that lately, hours and hours and hours. It's just unreal, but it's just so convenient, man. You stick in your pocket, you go. You at the wife at the grocery store, she's shopping, and you leaning over the buggy and hitting some balls. So I definitely love it.
Well, I think that's what makes this one so good. It's just it's one of those cabinets that's simple. You jump right in, turn it on, and then you're at it. You're on the golf course and you're spending hours there.
So the golf is obviously good. And you said you got 3 sons?
I do. Yes, I have 3 boys.
And they all enjoy playing the golf.
They love it. They love the golf. And now that we have bowling on it, they're getting into the shuffleboard, but they love the new bowling, world class. Which I know some guys were worried about maybe some glitches or how it ran. As far as the shuffleboard and the bowling edition, they both seem to run flawlessly, very smooth, even with the voice background and stuff like that. They were running good. We can get some of this going.
I am definitely interested in having the bowling game in my arcade. Obviously I have it on. I haven't played any bowling on ALU. You said you have the ALU. Have you played World Class Bowling on your ALU?
I have, and you can tell a difference. There's a slight delay because it's obviously what we add and stuff like that.
Okay.
With those controls. So, I know a couple guys have done some fine tuning and gotten rid of some of those issues and things like that. I'm not by any means a pro on any of that. So I kind of, whatever I can get working and actually working is kind of where I'm stuck at. So I was super excited that they added that to the Golden Tee. Because it just, for one, another game that's different that still uses this control panel, as well as, the functionality of it and all of it working together, not having to add stuff or replace things or try and get emulators and all that nonsense that is fun when you have the time, but when you just want to play something right out of the box, it's right there.
Absolutely. And that's the thing with like the ALU. Yeah, you can do those things, but the interface is a little difficult to maneuver. If friends come over, I definitely just put it on a particular game and just hope they want to play it. And I got a lot of choices. So it, like you said, it's great to just be able. It's great to mod and have all those options, but you like to have some cabinets where you can know you walk up to it, you're gonna just get there quickly to the games and just start playing.
Exactly. There's nothing better than a bunch of dedicated cabinets.
Right. Because even with my modded things, I reduce those lists down to a very small list of games because people can spend hours just
Just
scrolling
looking
through
for
the
a
list
game.
and never play a game. So yeah, so I do that. So yeah, you definitely want to have
Exactly.
those dedicated cabs, and obviously you want to have more than just golf. So right, because you got
Yes.
that nice trackball. So it's great to have that shuffleboard. Great to have that bowling. And I'm glad they got rid of that Strata bowling because that is a horrible game.
Yeah, I agree.
I wish they would have put, maybe the horseshoe or the
Right.
cornhole, or would have been awesome to have on that. Now the 3D golf that wasn't on the previous cabinet, right?
No.
Have you played
No.
that
So
one
I
yet?
believe it was what was let's see, the previous one. Yeah, the previous one didn't have 3D golf. It had 97, 98, 99, and 2K, I believe.
Right, and classic. I think it still has. I think it has
The
classic.
classic, yeah. Was it?
No, well, yeah, it has classic, 2K, 99, and 98. So it didn't have
Okay,
97.
so not 97. So they
97
added,
and 3D.
yeah, 3D and
Okay.
97. That's what they added.
So have you played 3D? I don't recall 3D. Is that, I mean, that's the marquee game. Is that the best game? I think it's the earliest game, isn't it? Or is it the latest?
I can't remember if it's the earliest one. I think so. But I played a little bit of it last night. I love it. It was running smooth. There's already people with high scores and stuff because there is the live on this one. However, it's not like NBA Jam where you can play people,
Right.
which I think would be really cool if we could get that feature added. But you're able to post the scores for different courses and things like that. So it's live in the sense of high score posting, but not actually playing together.
Okay, yeah. And so leaderboards is good. So what are
Yeah.
those? Are those scores like crazy low or
Not yet. Not
okay.
yet.
Okay. Have you made it on the leaderboards on any of them yet?
I'm on the leaderboard. I'm like right in the middle right now. So
Okay.
the shorter they are, the better chance I have right now.
Right. So we know there's obviously some people out there with some cabinets, right? Because you got some
Yes.
on the leaderboards. Okay.
Yeah.
And is it top 10 or is it top 20 or what is it?
It depends. Right now, I've only seen like up to like 15 to 20. But the leaderboard seems like it can go a lot further.
Okay. All
right. So most of the average are up to 10 right now because I just don't think everybody has obviously their cabinets yet to start playing it. Okay. I did notice on the back, the box when putting it together, there is a USB hookup.
Okay.
And there's also an SD card slot.
Oh, okay.
So what we can do with that, who knows? But that is something that's already built into that board and case in the back, which is awesome.
Which is a first, right?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. From what I've seen, I don't know. I didn't get a chance to do T2 or Tron yet. So that it may be on those since those are kind of the newer ones. But I did notice that. So who knows? Might be easier to add some more games, maybe kind of go in that direction and keep the interface going. Or maybe Arcade1Up's going to do some updates, or maybe you can purchase more games and add it to what they already have. Who knows?
Okay. Well, it definitely gives some material for Barry Sneaky to investigate. So that's good to see.
Exactly.
Let's get caught up on some of the chat here. So we talked about the wood earlier, Jason. The wood on this cabinet looks much nicer than the wood on the Pac-Man.
Correct.
Looks richer, looks clearer, looks brighter. It just looks much nicer, right?
Correct.
Right. Okay. Let's see here. Wayne is asking here. Sure love the cab. This is the best I've seen for Arcade1Up. Doesn't look like a toy anymore. Hopefully it doesn't have any issues and quality concerns. Speaking of toy, you talk about the height. I mean, you're 6'1", I believe.
6'1". So I'm right at the 6'1" level. And to me, like I said, it's definitely a stand-up cab. To me, as far as the angle with the monitor to look down at, I think it's almost spot on.
Okay.
Like I said, it's not a stool type game. The way that the monitor is angled, However, you know, if you saw some of those pictures, because I know some people wanted the stool height. It's okay. Yeah, that picture right there. My knee is slightly touching the bottom there, but it's nothing that's uncomfortable. Still pretty relaxed fit if you want to use a stool. Like I said, some of my kids use the stool, and they don't have a problem sitting there. But they're much smaller. But as an adult, most of you guys, taller, things like that, definitely probably going to stand. Maybe have a stool just to take a break, or maybe the second person watching, or whatever the case may be. But with that monitor angle, I feel like you're going to have to stand more than sit and use the stool.
Okay. And then David says 95 was 3D was a 95 game, so that's a later game, right?
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Wayne, for the birthday shout out. Wayne to say he loves playing Golden Tee. Now, I noticed here it looks a little tight there when you're on the bench. I have a Golden Tee aftermarket, stool,
Right.
that, but I don't usually sit down. I use it with a different game if I'm going to sit down.
Exactly, and that's the same with us. We have like we have a couple stools because some of them came with NBA Jam, things like that we've acquired. And honestly, we use the stools just as a kind of a lineup, whoever's next or whoever's waiting and watching.
Okay.
But typically the whole family stands while we play.
Yeah, I definitely prefer standing to play the cabinets. Now, I tend to sit more when I'm playing pinball.
Yes.
Because I'm just there longer. I think I'm there playing the pinball longer than most games. But otherwise, right. I'm standing up.
Well, you don't want to be caught cheating, trying to move the whole machine anyway, right?
Right. So I think we got caught up on this here.
I know somebody was asking about that intro yesterday with the golf ball with Arcade1Up has the golf ball on the bottom now on the monitor. The golf ball does move.
Oh, okay.
Glass. I know somebody was asking about that. Really cool. Just an added feature addition to the 1-up intro to the game. So that was cool.
Now, does it have the signature sound with the logo for that 1-up?
Yeah.
Some games they've taken it away, and I hate that they take it.
Yeah, they kept that. The electric logo with that sound is still there. Yeah. And then they add that for this game in particular. They add that golf ball hitting the glass, kind of like a Caddyshack type theme. Do it, which is cool.
Like the Big Blue has Blanca do his electric thing to add to that logo thing. So so similar to that.
Right.
That's pretty awesome. Let's see here. So you have just the 3 cabinets now: the Pac-Man, the NBA Jam, and golf.
Yes. So I've had the Gen 1s. And then we have slowly been trying to make room in anticipation for these bigger cabinets because I think these are where it's at as far as size and space. The width is basically the same size as your riser as far as width. So you're not losing a whole lot of space by going to the bigger ones. Obviously, you're losing height. So if you have, maybe you're putting these in the attics, or some people are putting them in those in the basement or hallways that are a little bit smaller, you may have an issue there. But as far as it feeling and looking more like a arcade and, like somebody said, not a toy, this is the route that we are going to choose to go. As far as the height in the losing that riser is just huge. Making it all seem like one solid piece is just aesthetically, 100% better.
Yeah, it's a good sweet spot.
Yeah,
it's a good sweet spot where it's not a massive 300-pound beast and wide.
Yeah,
as a regular one, like
exactly.
you said, within the pretty much the same footprint, width and but just height, just taller. But yeah,
Correct.
I mean that thing looks incredible compared to the other two behind it.
Exactly.
That's size. That's the size they all should be going for.
Yes, I agree. And we
Um,
had Star Wars when that came out, and unfortunately we had to get rid of that one against my best wishes. But hopefully they come out with a bigger one. But that one, the way the height, even though at that time it was just a little bit taller, that was a step up at that time. And I just feel like this height here is pretty much where everybody has wanted it to be from the beginning. And then obviously you're going to have some people who want it taller and stuff like that, like the original cabinets and things. But as far as space and it being a home arcade that you can move around, that you can, put in different rooms or use as a centerpiece and kind of an eye catcher. I think this size is finally that sweet spot.
Okay, and the other thing we talked about the screen as far as viewing angle, but we didn't talk about it being a 19-inch screen. Now, some people go, "Oh, 19-inch, that's not that much bigger." What's your thoughts on the size of the screen?
I feel like it's a lot bigger.
Okay.
That compared to like my NBA Jam, those two side by side, that photo you can, to me, you can see the difference when I'm playing it. I felt like it was so much bigger. I know it's technically not that much bigger, but when playing it compared to the original one, it feels so much bigger. And I will say the angle of the monitor, and I feel like the ball is set back. It's not centered like the original one, I believe, was. So I'm not smashing my fingers against the monitor every time I'm trying to hit that.
Yeah, I've done that. I've done that at least 3 times. You whack that and get your index finger. Now, Jason's asking here: is there any fear of tipping it forward as people leaning on the control panel?
As far as leaning, I think it's the same as the original ones.
Okay.
Depending on what you're doing, how you're doing it. I mean, yes, it could essentially tip. We have never, knock on wood, we've never put the tip strap on the back. We've never screwed in our risers to mess up the graphics. And thankfully, we haven't had any issues with the first ones. And so far, we've been playing this one yesterday with the kids, last night, and we haven't had any issues. But I mean, there's always that chance depending on how it is. We're on carpet up here, so ours is a little less sturdy than it would be in your basement or on hardwood. But I think all the weight being towards the back compared to just the control panel up front, I think it's fine.
No issue. And now, where do you typically have this? Do you have this to the right of the basketball normally?
So yes, right now we have it basically to the right of NBA Jam.
Okay.
And then we may move it now that it's taller. It just depends on kind of what it looks like. But it's not, the weight difference isn't a killer. I mean, you definitely notice it compared to the other ones because those you can take it off the riser and take away that riser weight. Whereas this, you can't get rid of that extra weight.
Yeah, and I would think it would, like I moved this over here across the room yesterday just to put it behind me, and I had to come. I'm in the basement, so it's cement floor, so I could slide it to a degree, right? But then I have this where my TV is. I have these rugs, those big furry rug type of things, and I got like speaker wires under it, so I had to lift it up over that. And with it being 2 pieces, because I don't screw them in like you.
Exactly.
That's a little challenge where that one I could just lift up and be across. But I've taken these out to events in people's homes and set them up, play. And it's nice with them being separate because you can reduce the weight a little bit, right?
Yeah.
To move them. But then it's a pain too, right? So I definitely don't. I'd rather not have the riser than to have the riser.
Me too.
Because then you still, it's a little awkward, but you can pick it up by yourself, no issue. Versus a 300-pound full cabinet, you're gonna need a dolly and a buddy. And
exactly.
So I think it's incredible. So a few people are talking about said it look a little rocky, but again, you're on carpet. If you're on the wood or cement like me, that's not even an issue. I've never put those tie down things on, and I've never had any issue. I have people down here banging on it and never had it rock or shake or anything. They'll move.
And that's the same with us.
What's that?
That's the same with us. We've never had an issue with the rocking either. I feel like even with this game, your hands on it, you kind of stabilize it as you're
because you're just whiffing your hand. You're not doing any wild crazy stuff. And now you have 3 boys. You've been having these cabinets. You had the original one, so we're talking like maybe 3 years ago. So what's your youngest? How old is your youngest?
So he's 5. He was 5.
So he was 2 when you first got your cabinets, basically, right? Yeah. So you've had all ages of kids poking around with these cabinets.
Yes.
Since you've had these in the house, and you've not had to do the tie downs, the anti-tip things at all.
Exactly.
You've not had any issue.
Yeah. No issues. But like I said, if that's a concern for you, Arcade1Up sends that tie with it and everything like that. So you can always throw it on. It's in the back, so you're not going to see it. It's just going to be an issue if you want to move it or anything like that.
Yeah. And Ronsky's asking, we already talked about the speakers. Speakers sound really nice. Got a little bass to them. They're right in your face. Whereas mine, the speaker is on the control panel. So that's
right, exactly.
Single speaker on the control panel. You have 2 stereo speakers right at your face level.
Yeah. 2 up here. You do have that headphone jack.
Yep.
As well. I haven't tried that out.
Okay, yeah, I haven't tried it out on my Big Blue, which I think is the first cabinet I have. I don't think it's on the Legacy. I'm not sure. I can't remember about the Legacy, but I know it's on Big Blue. I haven't used that. Wayne was saying that it'd be nice if it had adjustable feet. Yeah, like especially with me being on a concrete basement floor. Basement floors I'm always going to have some degree of wiggle because it's just not straight, right? But again, I've never had an issue with it. It's never been the issue where it's rocking too crazy. But yeah, it'd be nice if you had the option to rotate one of the things to level it off. Bluetooth, I don't think any cabinets have Bluetooth, but that definitely would be nice.
Oh yeah, I don't think so.
And if you think about these small computers on the chip, even like HDMI out, excuse me, Bluetooth, those type of things, even Wi-Fi, because even Wi-Fi is an external device on these cabinets. Most of these computers on chips, you say like a Raspberry Pi, they have Bluetooth built into it. So, I imagine at some point in time, Bluetooth is going to come to these things as people, as the technology evolves and the company evolves. But what was David asking here? Higher the club number on the higher the club number, the higher the loft of the ball, the shorter distance you will hit. I'm not sure what he's referencing to that, but we obviously know about the clubs, right?
I was gonna say the clubs are the same. I mean, I haven't noticed any issues. If he's saying maybe the higher clubs are keeping it in the air too much, and it's not going as far as it should. I haven't noticed anything like that. If that's what you're asking, David.
Okay. So I think we've pretty much got everything. We talked about 9-inch. The light up Marquee looks incredible. Speakers are great. They got the speaker grills. Obviously, this one just had the holes punched through the control.
Right. Yeah. This one has the Apple grill. So
the grill, right. The Faux coin door.
Golf ball one.
Right. The Faux coin door looks incredible. The features, the details are awesome. You had that one issue with the sticker or missing the back of the white background. They've definitely been packing these boxes a whole lot better. You didn't have any damage, any any damage on any of the marquee or
I
any?
had I only had one like small like scrape on the opposite side,
Okay.
where you could see the box itself hit a corner,
Okay.
and it slightly scraped the graphic. Um, yeah, it's a bummer, but to me, it's not big enough for me to want to tear it apart and rebuild it.
Right. Right.
Especially because that side's going to be against the wall. But yeah, the way it came packed, everything was still super tight together. Boxes, a lot of saran wrap, with some of that foam wrap within some of the stuff. Um, I mean, the packing seemed the same.
Okay.
Obviously, a little added padding to some stuff, but still the massive boxes with the two handles. Everything seemed pretty much basic.
Yeah, and they said it was like 100 pounds, basically 99 pounds.
Yes,
And
definitely
actually,
for one person job if you're trying to go upstairs or anything like that.
yeah, because like Big Blue, that had the riser and the stool with the cabinet. So I'm sure that I'm imagining that's got to be the same, or if not a little more.
Yes, exactly.
I know I always had to get them down the stairs, which I just slide them down the stairs, but I always handle them by myself. Um, but yeah, so I'm excited about this, man. So I'm glad you got it. I'm glad you got to be the first one to get it and enjoy it. I'm glad your boys all enjoy it because my kids, they'll come down here every now and then and play a few games. I have parties. It's always the life of the party.
Yes, exactly.
Everybody's got their favorite game that they love to play. So the multi-Ks are cool because every now and then people ask about a game like, oh, I never heard of that game, and you have it and you can be able to put it on there and let them play. So that's awesome. But like you said, it's nothing like having those key cabinets where people just walk up. You ain't got to explain too much. So hey, when you exit the game, just hold down the player one button, and that's all you really have to explain.
Exactly.
It's a little more complicated. I do have real coin doors on my modded Galaga and my modded Street Fighter. So personally, I love having real coin door. I love the sound of that. You know what I mean? I always
agree.
stacks of quarters up on the top. So they're making that progression, and like I said, it's just a matter of time when I think they're going to get there. And obviously, these things are costs. What are the consumer willing to pay? We're all griping about the prices of all these things now. You know what I mean? But still, we still have a fantastic product that is hard to get a real cabinet at those prices.
Correct.
And to be brand new as opposed to 30, 40 years old. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I always say this doesn't have mouse pee and rat poo stains on it. You know what I mean? No rotting wood. You know what I mean? You don't have to wear
hiding inside.
Right. So I've loved this size. I'm definitely looking forward to this size here because, like I said, it's just I think it's a sweet spot. It does the perfect thing. Now the Pro cabinet, I don't think it's going to be too much different. Just give you more quality accessories, right? The sticks and things like that. And it's already been said. John D already confirmed that the coin door on those versions are going to have push to start, player one, player two, and have the backplate.
Which is that's a great feature. A great way to adapt and change it into what we need.
Yeah, and make it closer to the real thing. Again, are they toys? Yeah, they're toys, but they're fantastic cabinets. I've always said from the start, I don't have the carpentry skills to make anything look this nice.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I could build it for cheaper, but it's going to look like crap. You know what I mean? Yeah. Even with the small imperfections that we're going to get, we still wouldn't have the ability to have home arcades that look this sweet, play really nice, and have family and friends enjoy. So man, hey, I appreciate it. We're going on an hour. I know it's early for you. I know you got some places to be and things to do. I really appreciate you taking the time to sit down with me. This is not my thing, interviews here. B Kong actually was like, give Chad message and see if he wants to come on. And we have fun with it last night doing the reaction to the reaction. And we all sat down and talked.
I was just keeping the suspense going. That's why I missed you guys last night.
Right. And hopefully this takes a little all the questions off your back or your head on the post. But I know you've been enjoying. I know you've been enjoying the cabinet. Is there any last words you want to say about the cabinet? Should people buy it? Is it a winner? Should they keep the money in their pocket? Keep the old one? What's your thoughts?
I will say having the original one and upgrading to this one was definitely worth it. I know that price point is still high. I'm with you there. Just as a consumer, we want something that's $50. I mean, that's what it is. But I think for what you're getting now, as far as size, durability so far, the change in the marquee, the graphics, the coin door, I think they have a great package right now. The price maybe we can fluctuate with and change, definitely not higher, but that's just something that Arcade1Up has to deal with as far as their end. Nothing we can do about that right now. But I think it's a win. I'm totally happy for the purchase. If you're on the fence, I say purchase it. I love it. I think it's great. Turned out awesome. Like I said, just the size alone, no riser. It's just the whole thing is there. It's what we've been saying over the years. Finally, for the most part, everything in one cab, ready to go out of the box as soon as you put it together.
That's awesome, man. All right, man. So thanks, Chad, man. I appreciate you getting up early and getting on the stream, man.
No worries.
I'll put you back in the back, and I'll just chat with you for a minute. So just hold on. Say goodbye to these guys. All right, thanks, brother. All right, guys. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that. Yes, Michael, my coin doors are fully functional on my two cabinets, my vertical and my horizontal. I love the coin doors. Nothing like that sound. It was awesome that Chad would get up this early and make this happen. I'm off on my birthday, so I was available to do it this early, so that was pretty cool too. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys. I love you. And until next time, guys, I'll see you on the web. A few more of these comments. Yeah, go ahead and give it the thumbs up, guys. Appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you guys, and stay tuned.